Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast.
All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast. This is actually kind of a weird one. So I recorded next week's episode yesterday, and I'm recording, or no, I'm sorry. Next week's episode is done, edited, everything's ready to roll, but I wanted to drop it the week of deer season opener. So this episode I'm recording the day after, but it's going to drop a week before. It's a whole weird thing. But this episode is going to be with Cody Dowdy. And he's going to come on and just tell us about who he is and what he's been getting into, how his season's looking. I like getting new people on here that maybe I don't know that well. That way I can get to know them. You guys can get to know them. And, we can sort of have them probably as a recurring guest. I know like Adam Dempsey's going to come back on. Michael Pitts is going to come back on halfway through the season. Granted, Michael's not really a new guest, but you get what I'm saying. So it's going to be a good episode. Looking forward to it. Feeling a little bit under the weather. So if I'm a little bit, my voice sounds weird or whatever, I apologize. But before we get into it with Cody, we got to get the partners out of the way. So I'm going to run through these quickly. All right. I'm going to start saying this every time. I'm going to go through these kind of fast unless some new stuff comes out, which there will be new stuff dropping later this year. That I can't talk about yet, but I do know about. But just in the description, all of the codes are linked down below, so you guys can go and save a little bit of money. So Working Class Bow Hunter. Been with those guys for probably about a year, but I've been buddies with Kurt for a few years. And if you want to check out some really good hunting content, go to YouTube and type in Working Class Bow Hunter and look or check out their Unhinged series. It's all of their hunts from last season. Kurt's 200-inch deer hunt is going to be dropping soon, I think, probably next couple weeks. So that's really exciting. And all the boys, are on there too. Doug, Eric, and everybody else. Austin, it's Austin's last name. Just everybody with Working Class, man. Like they are a great group of guys. They have a great podcast. And, I'm really happy to see that they're starting to jump into the filming game. So go support them. Head over to workingclassbowhunter.com, get some merch, use the code, and be rocking some really cool stuff. Next up is going to be Osseo gear. So my Wrap X is in. Haven't even opened the box yet. It's going to be my late season stuff. I'm going to be running the Sherpa pants with the puffy jacket in the Wrap X. And I plan on doing some spot and stock this year, which is why I got that. I want to hit some public land and kind of try to do it a different way, kill some deer off the ground, and do it. Not just hanging up in a tree. I love hanging out of a tree, but it's a little bit more intense when you do it on the ground, and what better place to do it on public. So head over to Osseo Gear and check out all the new stuff that they have. Get you some Wrap X. If you want the Raptor camo, which is directly geared towards whitetail hunting, go get that. They have everything that you need. And like I said, we have a code listed down below to save some money. Next up, Summit Tree Stands. They're actually running the Labor Day sale. So this is going to be going on, I think, when this episode drops. It's to save 10%. So if you're running low on any accessories or you need anything new, head over to summitstands.com. You need a new tree stand like right before season. Hopefully they can get it to you before opener. But they have you covered in every way, from hang-ons to sticks to climbers to accessories. So go support them. We got the Bowtique. Like I always say, Mike's killing it because, he always is. The dude makes the best arrow wraps on the market, and really excited to see what kind of custom builds we're going to do next year for TAC. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to be probably running my RIP TKOs at TAC because I don't want to lose any HLRs. I've got 12 of them, but Lord knows what's going to happen this season. We could have a deer break an arrow. I could send one off because I'm not paying attention. I don't know. We all make mistakes, right? So head over to the Bowtique and check out all the wraps that he has to offer. Get some custom stuff made. And believe me, you won't be disappointed in the quality. Next up is Bergie Bowsmith. Bergie can get your bow shooting perfectly no matter what kind of bow it is. So if you want to send your bow off to him to get tuned, bear shaft out to 15 yards, he would be more than happy to do that for you. He also is a dealer for all of the major companies that we all use. So head over there, go support Bergie and check out his podcast, Bergie Bowsmith. Next up is going to be G5 Outdoors. So I actually, right before I recorded this, screwed on my dead meat V2s, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man, actually seeing these things up close, I might use them more than I was thinking. I love the mega meat. I love the devastation that it does. The dead meat V2 to me looks almost like it's going to give just about as much devastation, but better penetration. So we'll see. Either way, both of those broadheads are going to be top notch. I don't trust any other broadhead except G5 now. Not to say that there's anything out there, the other ones are all bad. It's just, in my opinion, G5 makes the best ones. And be on the lookout for some stuff coming from them soon. Next up is going to be Prime Archery. So my Prime form is dialed. Been trying to shoot as much as I can, but life, it's either volleyball with Tiff or doing the podcast or work or just being so tired that, we all need a mental health day sometimes. And I've been really diving down the rabbit hole of men's mental health. It's not something we really talk about enough. And, so I will be honest, I'm not shooting my bow as much as I'd like, but when I do get out there, when I do shoot my bow, I love my Prime form, dude. It is the best bow that I've ever shot. It's so stable, so easy to draw back. The draw cycle is, bar none, the best draw cycle on the market. So if you guys are in the market for a new bow, head over to Prime Archery. Be on the lookout for new bow drops later this year. I know they're working on some really cool stuff. So once I know about it, I will definitely let you guys know. Dialed Archery. So I've got my proof, legitimately sighted in exactly where I need it. But they just came out with the new Strike. Bow sight, which is basically the same exact build as a proof, but it's not a mover. It is a fixed sight. So you can run single pin, fixed pin, or not fixed pin, horizontal pin. They have everything covered, and they're running a bunch of different small batch small batch runs here in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. So be on the lookout for that. But if you need a new bow sight, I would head over to dialedarchery.com and look at everything they have to offer, because they cover all of it. Ace Hardware Social Circle, local bow shop. Shout out to John and Mark and all the boys, Chris, that are up there. They do a fantastic job taking care of all of us bow hunters in the area. And if you guys want top-notch service with top-notch products, head over to Ace Hardware over in Social Circle. You will love those guys. Moultrie Mobile. So I still have not gotten the Edge Pro 3. I do plan on getting that. My Edge Pro 2s are working pretty good. I will say I did have one that was kind of on the fritz a little bit, but I just swapped it out and plan on getting another one. Because right now cell cameras are key. So that happens. Every company is going to have, a dud every now and then. But comparing what I've gotten with Moultrie from other brands and other brands that I've used in the past, by far the best. So yeah, I trust Moultrie to send me the photos of the deer that I'm after and keep me updated on what they're doing. And I think you guys should too. So head over to moultriemobile.com, look at everything that they've got, and go support those guys. Bow Hunting League. So at the time of recording this, you can still sign up. But the problem is this is going to drop after the end of the month. So if you are not signed up on a team, I hate that you missed out. We've got over 800 teams this year, which is a record for the Bow Hunting League. We need to get more than that. So please, next year, make sure you sign up and keep up with them. Get on Facebook, go check them out, Instagram, all that stuff. Boating Archery. I am using the Alpha vanes. They just came out with the Atlas and the Alpha. That is some vanes that I think are better than anything I've used in the past. I love them. You can run a heavy helical and you have no fishtailing or any of that. So go make the switch. You won't regret it, I promise. 1227 Productions, that is my buddy Brock's YouTube channel. He is starting to do more faith-based content, which is awesome. So he is going to be filming a lot this year. Really excited for him to start kind of on this new journey that he's doing. So make sure to go subscribe. I got the Scrape Doctor. That's who I use for all my mock scrapes and stuff. Stuff works amazing. Victory Archery. I'm running the HLRs this year. 300 spine. I think my total weight's like 448 grains. Absolutely stacking those arrows. And then last but not least is Outdoor Call Radio, which is a radio show that I am going to be going on this coming weekend. So the 6th. So definitely go check that out. If you guys want to listen in, go download the app and listen to me ramble on for a little while. But that's everything, man. So before we get into it with Cody, I have to do this every week. I've got to just tell you guys about Jesus. Through all the ups and downs and being literally at times feeling like I'm getting just pushed further and further into the dirt, he is the one that helps me get back up every single time. I know normally I get really preachy on this. I know yesterday when I did the preseason episode, I got a little preachy. So I'm just going to kind of keep it short this time, and let you guys know that Jesus loves you. He does. And we all need him, whether you think you do or not. So Christ is king. No one goes to the Father except through the Son. And, if you don't know who Jesus is, then maybe it's time you do. Maybe it's time you do. So, cool. Well, we got all that out of the way. I know Cody's waiting on us. Let's get into it with Cody Dowdy. Well, as I say in every episode, you read the title, so you know who the guest is. But I'm going to say it anyway. We got Mr. Cody Dowdy here. Thank God I said his name right in the intro, because for the past however long I've had this schedule, been like, is it Dowdy? Is it Dody? I don't know. I don't want to ask, but I'm going to ask. And thank God I was right. But anyway, man, what is going on, dude? We just had a really good, conversation before we started hitting record, kind of going through like, what we realize, I guess, the industry actually is and what it takes to sort of start seeing some success. But before we get into anything like that, who are you? For the people who don't know, tell us who you are. How'd you get into hunting? How did you get in the industry? Like, what's the story about Cody?
So I've always hunted, fished, grew up doing it my whole life. And last year, my wife was like, she's seen all these TikTok people. I'm like, I didn't believe in it. I can't believe people walked away from their jobs. I thought the industry was pretty much nailed down for the people that were already in it. And I started talking to Tombo Martin from Buck Commander. Got to meet him, Jordan Summit, uh, Tyler Jordan, and hang out with them some, kind of pick their brains on what they do. And then I just have been very persistent with what I'm doing. Um, Filming, self filming, spent a bunch of money.
Oh, Lord.
On film gear, hunting the crowds, to kind of get to know them on a personal level. Um, and then I took a film the hunt class. And I'm like, hey, I like this. I like the filming side of it, editing. People like, I hate editing inside it, but I actually enjoy it. Um, just hitting all the shows.
Hold on a sec.
Started working for a company called Zone Protect, industry based. We have repellents, we have deer attractants and stuff, cover scents. Then I got the opportunity to go and film for a deer attractant company. So now I'm doing stuff for them and going to be doing all their filming. We got a dove hunt coming up, opening weekend. And then I have a fishing show for a professional bass fishing tournament that I'm doing in September. Uh, but most of all, I'm ready for deer season, ready for bow season. I've only been doing that 2 years, but kind of got hooked last year after taking a doe and a buck. Uh, I got lucky because I missed five
Oh,
does,
dude.
and they were close.
Yeah.
But I actually connected, and then I was hooked. So I'm ready for deer season to start.
Were you using one of these?
No, I
Oh, see,
was
that's the
not, and it
man.
was it was just the technique, I
Yeah.
guess. I didn't realize how much practice you had to put into the bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I will
was
say though, you get to a point, and I'm glad you brought that up, and I hate to cut you off, but I have to
no,
say
you're good.
this is so I've been bow hunting now for 5 years, and this will be my fifth season, and shooting a bow for I'd say about 5.5 years. And dude, I was the same way every single day. I don't care if it was raining, I don't care if it was 100 degrees out, I was shooting, right? And you do that, I feel like you get to a point, maybe it's not for it's not this way for everybody, but I feel like you get to a point where now it's like I'll shoot once a week and I'll just take one arrow. And if I can hit vitals at 40, I'm good. So you'll get to the point if you shoot consistently that eventually and obviously, the more you shoot, the better you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
But us down in Georgia, we're not taking 60, 70, 80-yard shots, not even 50-yard shots usually. I think 40, like the longest shot I've heard anyone take in Georgia, at least on this podcast, I'm pretty sure was like maybe 45 yards. And that's a poke for down here because it's just so thick.
I'm
So,
gonna go ahead and say it. You can see. I don't know. Maybe there's the blind that we built. My cousin built it, and I'm like, I get in it. It's opening day. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to draw on this thing. And my son goes, "Hey, you may have to cut a hole in it." I'm like, "No." So I stand up thinking I can draw. When I draw, I ended up hitting. There's 10 on the top, and I ended up hitting it, and it sounded like a gun going off. The deer, I missed the deer. It shoots right underneath her. She's 10, 15 foot.
Yeah.
And they run off. Well, then they come back. So I missed again.
Mm.
I missed 3 times. They're literally right where that buck's at.
Dude,
And the next
that's
weekend, I
heartbreaking.
missed another one. But then the following weekend, I shot the doe. And then whenever rifle season started, um, I ended up shooting. No, that's when I shot the buck. And then when rifle season opened, I was like, I got to get another one with my bow.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up shooting a doe with the bow. She runs off. I'm like, I don't have the time to, get another arrow. I just picked the rifle up because there's one further. And then I
Mm-hmm.
shot another doe with the rifle.
Dang, so you did 2 in one sit?
Yeah, I did 2 in one set. And I shot
Nice.
one with the bow. She ran down a hill. There was like 5 or 6 still standing there. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
So I was able to pick up and shoot. Yeah.
that's
And I
crazy.
and after that, I'm like, I'm hooked. I don't know how much I'm gonna honestly pick up a rifle this year.
I mean, dude, I haven't picked up a rifle to hunt in 5 years. I mean, it's one of those things. Like me and Thor, if you've listened to him come on here, we actually just had this this conversation last night. But um, he still will pick up a rifle when rifle season comes in, and I'm like, dude, I just don't understand it. I mean, I've got nothing against it. Like I've had people on here that strictly rifle hunt, and it's called Southeastern Bow Hunter. Like it started off as okay, I'm only going to have archery or bow hunters, on the podcast. But then I'm like, I'm kind of pigeonholing myself a bit because what's the point? Like
Mm-hmm.
let's get everybody on here. So to me, that's sick though. Like you did both,
Yeah.
and the only thing is like I killed one deer with a rifle, and it seemed, and I hunted a whole season with that rifle, and it just seemed like it was almost too easy in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people are going to hear that and they're going to think, oh, well, you just haven't done it long enough. It's like, dude, it's two different things. Bow hunting, you're up close and you have to not get seen. Rifle hunting, a lot of times you're a couple hundred yards out and you need to be dialed on your shot because that's a long distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect both. For me, bow hunting is more fun. So,
One of them, she saw me like we were pretty much in each other's face. I mean,
mm,
she literally walked right by. I had to wait for her to get out, even like
yeah,
draw back and everything. And I'm like, you gotta move. And I mean, she saw us, and we were inside of a blind too. But she was that close; she could see through the mesh
that's
on
wild.
it.
Were you shooting through mesh with your with
No,
your
no,
bow?
I had them. Well, she come around the side I had it on. I had them where they were coming.
Oh, okay.
They have a path on my cousin's property, and they always stay true to that, and they follow the creek bed. Either they come from one direction or they come the other direction.
Yeah.
She come out of nowhere, and like she tucked around, and she could see in the mesh the side that I had open was the one I was going to shoot out of, and I'm like, you got to get further away because you're going to see me. And she was
Yeah.
like looking. I'm like, just go. I like pushed my son down. I'm like, you got to be still. She's like right there. She's gonna blow. She's gonna mess it up for us for the rest of the day.
Dude, that's so funny.
So,
I've had
but
that happen when I used to hunt out of a ground blind. I had a doe. It was actually one of the weirdest mornings because it's the morning I killed this deer back here, but I knew I was gonna get winded because my clothes smelled terrible, and I used a whole can of nose jammer at the time, and I mean it's amazing that I wasn't infested with yellow jackets, but it was cold enough that morning they weren't out yet, and I remember getting there and the sun's coming up and I hear movement behind me. And I didn't have like the see-through kind of mesh stuff. Like I always kept it as dark as I could.
mm-hmm.
So I only had the opening right in front of me. It was probably about, I don't want to say 180 degrees, but it was 110, 120 degree field of view. And dude, I saw was a nose in the window. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm thinking it's one of the big bucks. And so I just ever so slightly moved because I forget what it was, like the Rhino 200 that has no zippers or anything. It's all
Mm-hmm.
little clips. Well, I had one of the panels kind of just hanging. So I sort of moved over as slow as I could, lifted it up, and it's this doe. I look her dead in the eye, and she walks out a couple feet. And I don't know if she smelled me or what, but she started blowing like crazy. And I'm like, dude, that's it. Like the sit's done. Right. And then an hour later, him and another buck show up. So
Nice.
it's one of those things, dude. Like ground hunt. That's why I want to ground hunt more this year, because it's just so different from a tree stand
Mm-hmm.
that like you really are kind of giving them, in my opinion, you're giving them more, just even more of a chance to survive, which makes it more fun,
I had my lock on. Well, I got the blind there, but my lock on was 30, 40 yards to the right, and I never even got to hunting because every time the kids wanted to go, and I'm like, but this year I bought them a crossbow. I went and got them a crossbow. They want to go early season. I'm like, fine. My little girl, she killed her first deer, and it was a buck. She killed him on Christmas Eve.
nice.
So
It's a
she's
great
killed
Christmas
one
present.
with a rifle. Now I want to get her something with that, or both of them something with that crossbow. So
Yeah.
I just bought a
Well,
cheap. It was like the Barnett Killer Instinct. It's like 200
yeah.
bucks.
I actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I have, because I did both. All right. I did. I don't know if I can get it out. Oh, it's so old. Okay. Super loud. Everyone listening is going to love this. But I have, you can see how it hasn't been used. It's all dusty and stuff. But it's, what is it? A Barnett Jackal.
mm.
Killed 2 deer in one season with this thing. And I'm telling you what, man, I people are gonna give me crap for this, but I feel like if you go the route that I went, like rifle hunting, and then into crossbow, and then into I guess vertical bow,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of is the best way to do it because you sort of learn like it's like an all around kind of thing, because you got the gun. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but basically you're putting crosshairs on, pulling the trigger, done. Crossbow is kind of the same thing, right? But all you're doing is cocking it before you go in, getting that bolt on there, making sure the safety's on, sit down, and then it's kind of like a gun. But then you jump over to bow, whole different animal, man. But you also kind of understand like the drop of an arrow and how it looks when it's, because you're not going at 3,000 foot a second, you're going at 350 foot a second. And I don't know. I mean, I think that's the perfect thing to do. You get them started on either one, and then you just tell them like, all right, when you're older, you can choose. What do you want to do? Like I'm doing the same thing with my daughter. She every year asks to go, and I'm like, you want to use a gun? You want to use a crossbow? Because I got the crossbow. I'll get it restrung. I'll clean it, make sure it's all good. Or we can use your mom's 243, and we can run and do that. But the problem is, every time I've gotten her up in the morning to go, she doesn't want to go. So I'm kind of still soloing it right now. But
Riley he'll go, but then he gets bored. Ella, she's good. Like she just, that's why I take them in the blind because I can put earphones on them. I can put,
yep.
they have the iPad and then they're content. I think she'll go with me more in the mornings this time. I kind of had to ease her into it and just took her in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, she was hooked until he started moving around and she didn't want nothing to do with him. So,
Yeah, I
but
took Tiffany one time and she was 6. And this was like 4 years ago. And the kid was on her iPad the whole time. We didn't see, I think actually, no, I think no, we didn't see anything because it started raining.
mm,
And she was bored. She was like, can we go? And I didn't have anything really showing up. Like I took her to a property that did have potential. I did have good bucks showing up, but I didn't take her to where they were showing up just because that's not where the ground blind was. So I was like, yeah, if we see a doe or something, we can take her out. And she was like, no, don't shoot any does. Shoot a big buck. I'm like, well,
that's what
yeah.
she tells me.
I'm
That one
like, I
behind
want
me,
to.
you can't really see him. He's fair.
That buck back there,
Huh?
the buck behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good deer.
Um, the property that I hunt is my cousin's property, and it's landlocked. So if you don't get them in bow season, the odds of them making it through are slim to none. And he called me one day, and he's like, "Hey, there's this the dogs drug a part of a deer up in the yard," and he's like, "I'm gonna go down there," and he found it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's good. It was a 7, but it was like a tight, like it was almost like that 7. And he said he called the people beside of him. That yeah, we shot him, we couldn't find him, and I just went and cut the rack off. But I've done a lot of work. I've put a lot of money and feed into this place, and I don't want anybody else. So if he shows up, I'm probably gonna shoot him just because.
Yeah, I mean, like
Because
I
he
was
won't
saying
make it
earlier,
another
man,
year.
if you have one of these on the end of your arrow, they're not going to go that far. Okay,
No. What is that?
so
What is it?
the mega meat here.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
You
Yeah, I
see what
got
I'm
to get some
saying?
of
I
those.
mean,
Yeah,
well, there we go. I mean,
yeah.
just look at that.
I've got to get some of those. I've heard good things about them. So.
I mean, I've got. If you want to try a head, God, stupid spam call. If you want to try a broadhead that works really good, and I mean, I hope G5 and them don't get mad at me at saying this, but I'm not using them. I've got some beast heads that I'm not going to use, and I have a couple 100-grain versions of the dead meat V2s that I'm not going to use. So if you want them, you can have them. I mean, they're just kind of sitting here. So, where are you out of? Like, where are you?
I live in Winder.
Oh, dude, you're like an hour away from me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me know if you want those broadheads, and I'll get them to you because I'm like I said, they're literally behind me on this table, just taking up
Okay.
space.
Yeah, I
So
want to try out the mega meat. So.
okay. Well, I don't have any of those. I've only
Okay.
got 3 of those, but like
Okay.
I do have their little brother, the dead meat V2.
Yeah, I'll try those. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll come
And
get
do
them.
you shoot 100-grain?
Yeah, I'll shoot 100.
Okay.
I got some hundreds, and then I bought some Magnus. That's what I shot them. I shot single bevel last year. That's what I got both of them with.
Dude, I got plenty of single bevel if you want those. I got so many. I do not use those. It's not. I got nothing against them.
Yeah.
I lost a few deer because of it. So I'm big on blood trails. I need
If
a good
I
blood trail.
wouldn't have been as close to them that I was, they probably wouldn't have went further. But I mean, I'm talking 15, 20 foot.
Yeah. What bow are you shooting?
I've got well, I bought it. A guy that I work with had it. He had bought it, I guess, at a pawn shop and restrung it and went all the way through it. But it's the PSC. I don't even know what it is.
Hmm.
It's like 2, 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to buy a new one. I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm going with. I don't know what I'm going with.
I
But
mean, I know I'm a little biased and all, but I could tell you a bow that you'd probably enjoy.
what's that?
That one back there, the prime form. Dude, if you haven't shot it yet, buddy, that draw cycle is like butter. It's so smooth. I'm just like I said, I'm biased. I shot bear for years and then made the switch to prime, and bear's great too, but the night and day difference between them, it's unbelievable. So when you're ready to do all that, you let me know, and
Okay.
I'll try to steer you the right direction.
Well, I got that one, and I thought it was fine, and then I changed my stabilizer because my stabilizer was like trash. It was like ate up, like corrosion. So I put a new stabilizer on it. Yeah, it's a long story. That bow, well, a guy I worked with, he had it, and then he sold it, and then I bought it from that guy, and like the case that was supposed to come with it wasn't with the original case, and like the stabilizer looked like corrosion on it, and I had to ask for some of the arrows because I saw it when the original owner had it. I
Yeah.
saw it. I'm like, it's missing some stuff. So like the release wasn't in there. I had to ask the guy for the release.
Oh wow.
Long story, and then I found out when I was shooting out here in the yard, a buddy of mine was like, "Your draw's off." So I got measured for my draw. So I got to get my draw adjusted on it. So
Oh jeez. What's your draw length?
it's like 26.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you run into any issues with arrows or any of that, holler at me because
Okay.
I've got so many, bro. Like
Okay.
I went and that's why I like the archery side of this whole bow hunting thing and like the industry, which I want to touch on in a second. It's so interesting because when I first started this, I was just building my own arrows with like a pipe cutter and fletching by hand and all this other stuff. I probably bought about $1,000 worth of arrows just from Walmart, and you know then finally was able to get with Victory, and now that's all I'm shooting. But
Yeah.
the amount of arrows that I have that I just don't use, And with your draw length, they'd all work because I shoot 28 and I cut my arrows as short as I can. So
Can
I think,
you adjust my draw?
huh?
Can you adjust my draw?
Depends on the bow. I'd have to see it. If it's a
Okay.
dual cam, possibly, because
Okay.
it should be. I think PSE is one of those companies that you can just move the mod and you should be able to adjust it. So if it's like that, then yes. If not, then no, you'd have to take it to a shop.
Okay. I'll bring it. Just let me know when you're free. I'll ride down.
Okay. Yeah, it's if I'm dude shit, if I'm ever free. We were talking about that earlier. How busy we all get. So all right,
Yeah.
I kind of want to touch on, you were saying that you're doing some stuff with a feed company. What feed company is that? Oh, did I lose you? Oh, there you are.
Oh,
Back.
yeah. I had to put my phone on the charger too.
Oh,
Um,
Lord. But yeah, what feed company are you doing some work for now?
it's it's called Backwoods.
I don't think I've ever let me look them up. It's just Backwoods Feed Company.
It's Backwoods Premium. And then
Oh, here we go.
I've done a bunch of feed stuff with them, but I'm using Buck Crack. They're on the backside.
Are those the guys that are located like North Georgia?
No, these guys are down. They're in Cordele.
Deal. Why do I feel? I think I hold on a second because so at work the other day, I just I talk with everybody, right? Like my job, I
Hmm.
travel a lot throughout the state, and there was a guy I met who was my boss's brother-in-law, but this dude's buddies own a company I think called Butt Crack, and I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Let me try and see because I mean, it to me
Wilson's
that's
the Derek
hilarious. Like,
Wilson. Derek is at Wilson's the owner.
huh?
Yeah, I said Derek Wilson's the owner.
Is okay. Hold on. That's okay. That's not even the right guy. I clicked the wrong thing. Is it?
Um,
Is it these
I don't
guys?
think he wasn't at the kid that were working.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
their
it.
logo?
Yeah, that's them.
Yep, dude. I've been meaning to reach out to those guys. That some of their stuff. Have you seen their? Are you on TikTok?
Yeah,
Have you seen the there's a video they did where they're going to put food out and it's the twins and they're
yeah.
like,
I shot that video. That's the stuff I filmed.
"Oh, really?" So
Yeah,
you were the one that shot the video where they're talking about like, "Man, I got something about a butt crack," and he's like,
yeah,
"What are you doing with that?" And he's like, "No, butt crack." I forgot how it goes, but
yeah. He
dude,
was sitting
that's so
around, and
funny.
we were trying to come up with skits and stuff for them to do. And he said, "It was so good, I could put it on a sandwich." Like, that's it. Put it on a sandwich. And so he literally got bread and put it on the sandwich and bit into it. I had to edit out him spitting it out because he didn't want that on there, but he bit into it. Yeah.
God, that's funny,
But
dude. That's such a
yeah,
small world.
it was pretty wild to shoot. They were good guys. We're supposed to bear hunt with them too, so um
Bear hunt.
yeah,
Okay, let's talk about that.
they live up toward LJ,
Yeah.
and they live up toward Cohutta.
Okay.
So they're going, and then they got some other public land that they were going to put me on. They got some at their house, but it's family owned property. They're like, well, we can go to the national forest, or we can go to the WMA and go. So,
Dude, that is sick. That's one thing I hope one day, man. I was supposed to go bear hunting a couple years ago with a buddy, and we ended up not going. But that is one thing my wife consistently every year she's like, "Are you going bear hunting this year?" I'm like, no, don't really plan on it. I mean, if I see one, our tags cover it, so as long as it's in
yeah,
season.
I've
But
got um, I've got two pins that are on national forest, and then there's a spot, Lake Russell WMA,
mhm,
that's only about an hour from me, and it is supposed to be really good. So,
dude,
I'm gonna go up there and try it out and see.
God, I hope you
Um,
get one. I just
I hope so
I'd
too.
like two. One for
Huh?
upstairs. I'd like to get two bears. One for upstairs and one for like the backdrop over here in front of the computer. Because I'm trying to think of ways to like change all of this. I want to start doing more in-person stuff. Like I'm gonna upgrade a bunch of the equipment I've got this year. That way, the next time you come on, I could actually be like, "Hey, Cody, come to the house. Don't mind the mess throughout the house, but let's go down in the basement where I've got everything set up, and can actually do like a good quality, not Zoom podcast. Because I mean, it's fun, but it just gets. I can't tell you the amount of times. Like I had Charles Beatty set up to come on, and it took months to get this dude to agree to come on, and he finally did. The day shows up. It was one of the most stressful times I've ever had doing this podcast because Charles gets on, we record for 30 minutes, and it was like, I think it was springtime. So, Texas, they've always got tornadoes and storms and stuff like that. Well, sure enough, man, not only was his camera quality terrible, the audio was decent, but then he says, man, look, I got to hop off here. We got tornado sirens going off. Let's try and do this another time. And we just never got it going again.
Wow.
So it was it's one of those deals, man. Like I'm so tired of doing the Zoom stuff. So yeah, next
Well,
podcast you come on, we will do it in person.
if you want to go, just let me know. I mean, like I said, that's one spot's close to the house.
Yeah.
The other spot is in it's in almost in Hiwassee. It's right outside of Hiwassee. But you
Well,
better get
what's the bear density like up there? Because I've been up there so many times in my life. I've
ready to
never seen
hike
one.
because it's like 5 miles back.
Oh my God, 5 miles back.
Um, yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Well, I'll have to reach out to Cam Haynes and be like, all right, man, what do I need to do? Because that would be fun though,
Do you
honestly.
know? Do you know Cam?
No, but he has like my Instagram story before, so I'm not saying we're best friends, but uh, no, I've really Cam is one of those ones like I've got like I had like a top 3 or 4 guest list when I first started this, and I've knocked out 2 of them.
I really,
And so I had T-Bone get on a couple times, Waddell came on a couple times. I'm still trying to get Lee, like we were talking about earlier, and Cam. And the only reason I haven't tried reaching out to Cam is because I haven't set up any elk hunts yet. And he's the guy, like as soon as I'm ready to go do that, he's the guy that I want to get on and be like, all right, Cam, tell me all the secrets. What do I need to do? And I know he's going to say, well, you need to get in shape. You need to have good cardio. And the dude's double my age and can run, I run a mile. I'm about dead on the side of the road. He runs a mile. He's just not even warmed up yet. So Cam is a completely different beast to me.
he is.
I respect the hell out of the guy.
Oh yeah.
Dude's freaking awesome. But back to you. So you got bear hunt this year.
Yes.
What are we looking at when it comes down to bucks? What's the quality looking like for you this year? Are you going out of state, or are you going to mainly just stay in Georgia?
I'm going to Alabama. I have some friends. They're gonna come here, and I'm gonna go there. Just kind of trade off. One of my sponsors, the Cripple Creek Game Calls. I'm going to South Carolina. I've never hunted anywhere besides Georgia.
Oh wow.
This is the only, yeah. So I'm going to South Carolina, and then I got Alabama, but it's like later in the year. It's like almost, it's close to Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, because their season starts later than ours and their rut later than ours. In South Carolina too. And then I got a buddy of mine that lives in Texas, so we're supposed to go out there and hunt hogs, and he's got some nice bucks that I've seen. So I'm gonna try to go to Texas and get a whitetail out there too. So this year I'm being really selective on my deer here. I mean, I've killed some decent ones. Obviously, that's for all of the cell phone stuff and all the hype. I don't even know where the pictures are. They're on like pictures. It's not even on the phone. But I mean, I'd like to get a 160, 170, but I don't know. I don't know. I've seen all these big deer like Gene and stuff killed, so I'm like, I want to get at least one in my lifetime.
Yeah, dude, man. I mean, I feel that. Like we've got a Wisconsin hunt plan next year. thank God for my stepdad, dude. He was able to get us 100 acres of private property up there, family, friends, and all that. So he finally told me the county, and I looked up the county. Oh. All right, we're back. Something
I've got
happened.
sorry.
No, you're
I've got
good.
a property that's up off Lake Lanier.
Ooh,
It's a subdivision yard. I'm taking a page out of Lee's book.
hey, that's
Um,
where the Giants are, man.
but I I put up cameras last year. I had a good one show up, then life happened, so I never really got to hunt up there. Um, just getting them on camera. I guess that saying's true. Like these big bucks, they just want. He's like, the property owner's like, I see him
Yeah.
every day, and like they'll. I mean, there's a really really nice 7-pointer. I mean, he's tall. He's got.
Yeah.
He was there last year and he was there this year, but the one I'm after is a 10-pointer. Um, and he says there's a bigger one, but people that don't, I don't know. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Because he's a 12-pointer, but he sees him every day, and I'm like, so I haven't really like told anybody, or like I don't even have pictures. I'm like, don't send me pictures because I'm tempted to post them, and then I know people are gonna be at your house.
Yeah, don't do
But
that.
I did the whole contract. His wife wanted the contract and all this, so now I'm trying to gain access to the property on either side of him just in case. Um, but it's literally his front yard.
Mm,
So
dude,
I'm
I
like
I'm
taking
telling
that
you that
risk.
that is
Yeah.
like some of the best type of hunting you can do. Like that's why I'm a little on the fence. What I want to spend more time on because all my spots are technically small. I've got one that is actually very small, but the other one is 7 acres but butts up to a few hundred, and that's why like going to Wisconsin next year. I'm honestly excited because I'll have a ton of room to play with, and
Mm-hmm.
that county's record is like two. It's in the 220s. Was
Wow.
killed 2 years ago. So I'm like,
Wow.
buddy, like I'm gonna be a bit picky, but I do plan on going around, local, or not local, but counties around me and trying to knock on doors. Like I've got 30 pins in Rockdale. I've got a few pins in Walton County, multiple pins in Gwinnett County because that's where I'm from, so I know the whole area. And yeah, dude, that door knocking stuff, it gets pretty serious though. I mean, if you listen to Jay's episode, you heard about the guy that was literally on the way to go shoot Jay. So
Mm,
it gets
mm.
sketchy, man. But yeah, so all right. So speaking of Jay, we're coming up on a little bit close to an hour, so I don't want to finish this up and not get this in.
Okay.
What happened at the GON blast? Give me the whole story.
Let me get. Let me get. I may have to put my phone back now, but it's kind of blurry. So we went to Jill and Blast. I was working. Um, I know Chase pretty well, and so I went by. I was talking to Chase and Carson. Jay got free, and I just introduced myself, kind of told him who I was, whatnot. Um, and I was like, I told him, I said, I didn't know who you were. And the funny thing is, last year at the Deer Expo, they were all there. And I walked by and spoke to him, and I'm like, it's just another person. He killed a big deer. Well,
Little did you know.
little did I know, I took the Seek One class, the door knock, about hunting suburban areas.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned Jay, and I'm like, who's Jay Maxwell? So I pulled him up. Well, I told him the story. I said, well, I pulled you up to find out who you were because I had no idea. And we just got to chatting and whatever. They come over to the booth. I gave them a few bottles of the stuff that I sell. Um, but me and a buddy of mine are started an NWTF chapter. So we went to the banquet. Jay and Chase come over. They sit down with us. We bought some of the gun of the year coins. Well, a buddy of mine gave not Jay, Chase's son the coin. Well, that coin won. So, but like it was just cool to like, cause people were shocked. Like you're giving a kid a $2,500 gun,
Yeah.
and I mean, that kid's face, like it lit up. It was the best. It was the best thing ever. But yeah, so we took a picture, and now Jay and Chase just couldn't believe like that had happened. Like somebody took the time to give, like I said, 2,500 gun away to a kid. But they have been real gracious to me and Will. You know, the shout out to him because he gave, like I said, he gave the coin to him. But like it was a lifelong friendship now. You know, I talked to Chase. I hadn't talked to Jay in a while, but like they're like, oh, we're gonna hunt together and like hang out and stuff. So it was really cool to make those connections. You know, it's not all the glory and fame of you know. Sometimes it's just that connection to do things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't know that he was gonna win
Yeah.
or anything like that, but
I mean,
I
man.
mean, like they immediately like.
Oh, lost you again. He's back.
Yeah, but I never thought, like I said, I love doing this. I mean, it's been fun. But to meet all these people, especially them, because like he's an idol now. They do a really good job. I love their whole mission of what they do with 4610.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk back and forth. I talk to Chase pretty regular. I got his because them deer hunting. I got his son a call. I'm gonna give it to him. He's gonna come over here and check my roof out and do some work for me. But
Yeah,
like just
dude.
building those friendships with, like I said, we never knew that it was gonna turn into anything like that. And he texted me, like I got all emotional because he's like, "Thank you, thank you." I mean, just he's like, "We're gonna get together," and he's like, "You need to come back tomorrow." And we hung out with Jay, and he was super gracious, and he was like, "Grab whatever you want." We're like, "Jay, we're not those kind of people. We're like,
Yeah.
we don't want anything." He's like, "I insist. Get whatever you want. Y'all didn't have to do that." So,
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to
Those
Jay
two,
and
man.
Chase because they're great. I mean,
Yeah, those two are some of my favorite people. Like, Jay for me especially was like a huge, basically the whole. I shouldn't even say the whole Seek One group, but that's where I first like got exposed to Jay.
hmm
Because Seek One was big in my, I guess, deer hunting and archery journey, and definitely my faith journey too. Because I didn't even, and I've said this a million times on the podcast, but like I didn't even have a relationship with the Lord when I first started hunting. I found that through hunting. And when I started the podcast, I didn't really know if like it's something I should talk about, because you get raised and it's like the two things you don't talk about are religion and politics. And buddy, I've
hmm
talked about that so many times on here. It's not even funny. And they were so open about, their faith. And I'm like, oh, okay, I need to figure out like who these guys are. One thing led to another, got to be buddies with Jay. And, he like we were saying in the beginning of this, Jay and Chase both are just good dudes. And that's the thing
hmm
about the hunting industry that a lot of people don't, a lot of people don't see. Like there's good sides and there's bad sides. Right?
hmm
I've said it 1,000 times on here, but to be able to see that and see like genuinely good dudes that just want to be, involved with people that follow their stuff and want to be involved with, different hunters, like it's kind of, it gives me hope that maybe the industry itself isn't completely far gone, because we have a lot of things happen in the industry that I kind of see it and I'm just like, dude, where is this going? And then you see that
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, God still got his hand in it, which he definitely had his hand
I
in the thing that happened with you guys.
I
So,
got away from God, and this brought me back because I mean, TJ, TJ Gibbons.
yep.
I did one with him, and then like Jay and Chase, and like you said, Seat One, and I just kind of uh, the company that you can't see it, but on the bracelet, the buck crack bracelet, it's got John 3:30 on it,
Mm,
and the guy Derek, from there, his whole company is faith based, like it's on,
dude, I love that.
and I'm like, that's what I'm like surrounding myself with too.
Dude, it's important. It's extremely important. I mean,
It is.
it no one I've said it to 1,000 times, but nobody can go sit in the woods and do what we do and tell me that they don't believe that God is not only real but also present in all of our lives.
That's what
You
me
know,
and TJ were talking about, like moments in, sitting out in the woods that we've experienced God or on the river fishing
yeah,
or
dude. You
you
want to talk about a good dude? TJ is by far
he is.
one of the best. I mean, I went on his podcast and I don't know if you listened to it. I got very vulnerable, very emotional. Like it was pretty bad. I texted him after. I was like, buddy, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I think it was just years of, dealing with all of that and actually being public about it, that it's like,
Mm-hmm.
whew, it still gets me a little, like, it raises the hair on my arms a little bit just thinking about all that. But look,
And I've
man,
met.
before we wrap this up, I want to hear a buck story from you. That's something that I used to do a lot. Okay. And I kind of got away from it. I want to start hearing, at the end of every episode, I want to hear your best, I guess, buck story or best deer hunting story, if you have one.
I'll be. Oh, okay, I'll be there in a minute. You can say hi when I get done. We're. Oh, I would have to say it was when my little girl got hers on Christmas Eve. It was pretty cool. Um, Me and my son hunted that morning, saw some does, whatever, and then we went back. Me and Ella went back, just me and her, and uh, got out there, went through all the motions of everything, got set up, and we're in that blind right there too. Of course, iPad, whatnot, and it's turned on. You have to turn that iPad down, but it didn't matter because um, a doe come through. We let her walk. Um, a smaller buck. Well, the buck that she killed, he wouldn't, but it was like a spike. And let him walk. This one come out. He kind of turned, and I'm like, here, hit the grunt call. So she hit the grunt call a couple times. He um he come back through, and I got a 30-06, but I put her hand on it, let her go through all motions, look through the scope and everything, and she shot him. Um, she was excited. I mean, she was really excited. Um, until we got up on him, and then he started moving around and kicking. And she's
Oof.
like, pick me up now." I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't get you and the deer, so my cousin come help me. But I mean, it being Christmas Eve, it was really special, and being her first one now she's hooked. She looks at all my trail cam pictures. She's like, "That one's mine." I'm like, "No, I'm getting
No, it's
that.
not.
I'm getting that one. I'll find you another." And she's like, "I'm killing a big buck this year." I'm like, "Okay," but that's one of my most special ones I've experienced. So.
That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. Yeah, I love it when I ask that, and like I said, I've gotten away from it a little bit, but whenever I ask that, and everyone who has said in the past, like, oh, my daughter or my son or whatever, and they tell that story, it really makes me want to get Tiffany out there more. It's just, sometimes these kids don't want to do it, you know.
No,
So I don't know. But buddy, if there is anything that we missed, now's the time to tell me.
I think we're good. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
And we'll get you back on. Like I said, the next one we do, I'm gonna have everything set up so we can have it in person, I'm gonna have to get a couple cameras and set them all up and clean this place up because if you saw the floor in here, there's tons of stuff on the
well, I
floor. I
got
gotta get
tons of
all that.
cameras, so
Okay, well there you go. But
tons.
yeah, man, give me a shameless plug before we sign off of here.
Well, I don't know. I think
Well,
we've.
shout out the partners, shout out the
Oh,
what we can expect to see from you this season.
um, I've been lucky. I know sponsors are hard to get. I haven't got any money, but I've got a lot of good exposure. Service side, my buddy Justin, he runs it. It's a big hunt community. They do hunt links. So like, if somebody wanted to come to Georgia and hunt, then if they lived in Wisconsin, then you would go up there, and all you're pretty much is paying for your license. Like they host everything. So you just pay your license. You go out there. Um, that one's pretty cool. I got Cripple Creek. Um, Again, faith-based guy. Tim's really great. He makes some phenomenal. I mean, everything he does is handcrafted. on his lathe or whatever. He started doing 3D printing, but he does deer grunts, he does turkey calls. He's been really good. Um, I'm gonna be fishing with some pros on the Pro and the No show. Missy's been a good person to get in touch with. Red Bobber. Um, oh my goodness, Moultrie. Moultrie really helped me out. Um, that was my first like big break. Let's see, Tombo Martin, Jordan Summit, Jay and Chase. Obviously, you. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity with you. PJ, I know Thor. I haven't hunted with Thor. We're supposed to. We've talked about hunting together. Um, that's it. I mean, I got a lot of good stuff going on. Gonna be filming, traveling, but I literally just walked away from a terrible job of 8 years to took a leap of faith. And I just keep praying about it. That's the only thing I do. I know God's got me and gonna get me through. So I thank you for everything that you do. I look forward to doing it again. I'll come down and we'll get together and I'll come down and get those broadheads. But thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
of
your
course.
time.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's a great way to wrap this one up. Every time someone ends it with, thanking God and all that, that to me is like, I love it. Just forget everything else we said. That's the most important part. But yeah, dude, I appreciate it, man. I guess till next time.
Take care. Have a good deer season. We'll talk soon.